away from people who have good health care. Address the issue.
Let's see. Actually, Michael.Morris outside the district. Let me say that.
Outside the district.
Okay, let's see. With the statistics discussed around the healthcare debate, the uninsured are generally identified specifically with numbers. The underinsured are more difficult to tabulate. That's certainly true. What are the issues that are important to you in addressing the needs of the underinsured? And what quantifiable benefits do you see that might result from wellness care as part of the coordinated national health care policy? I think this is maybe an opportunity to say a little bit about the uninsured. There are a couple of tens of millions of people who are from Mexico. There are some, actually, in the uninsured, there are some permanent residents. That's true. There are some permanent residents who, there are also probably 5-6 million or so who are undocumented. In other words, here, illegal. There are some tens of millions who maybe 10, 15 million choose not to purchase even though they could afford to. That's right. And there are probably 20 to 25 million who would like to, but simply cannot afford to.
Give them a tax break.
So they're paying for their cell phone and not paying for health insurance.
Okay. Now, one of the questions you should ask yourself is, do you want it to remain this way?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want it to remain this way if you know that every family in America, your family, is paying is paying $1,000 a year to insure people who are not members of your family?
Yes.
You are paying. You are paying. So for these people who opt,
This is the United States.
For these people who opt not to purchase insurance, for those people who want to buy insurance but can't afford to, when they go to the emergency room, you pay in part. So one of the savings of this legislation is there will be a relatively small number of uninsured people in the United States. You will save money. You will save money out of your pocket. So the same applies to the underinsured. Some of these underinsured, in fact many of them, are people who are purchasing insurance but can't afford to buy the kind of coverage they would like. If they are eligible for the insurance store, and would you please be quiet, sir? If they were eligible for the group rates through the insurance store, they would be better off. And actually, so would you. Because the underinsured also end up costing the system, end up costing the economy. Now, what quantifiable benefits do I see resulting from wellness care? Enormous benefits. Now, the cost savings in the first few years probably are not great from wellness care, from preventive care. But your health, Americans' health, will be a lot better if insurance companies don't charge a copay for preventive care. If you get preventive care, if you have health insurance, you will be better off. Americans will be better off. It remains to be seen. It remains to be seen how much savings there will be. I'm better at analyzing the current situation than I am at predicting the future. And the current situation is we are not practicing good preventive medicine in the United States. If we do, we will be a healthier country. It's possible we will also say.
Healthcare system in the world.
No, we don't.
37th. No. We have the 37th best healthcare system out of England. It is. No, it's not.
Who has the best?
France. Yes.
We're 37th.
I don't believe that.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up.
Okay, here the question is, how does...
They're happy, aren't they?
I don't know.
Sure they are.
Prenatal...
They don't call
I'm
it.
paraphrasing. Actually, I'll read it and then paraphrase it. There are sections in the bill that discuss voluntary home visitation programs for families with young children and families expecting children. How does this fall under the guise of health care? And what right does the government have to come into people's homes and advise them on how to parent their children? Actually, one of the best investments we can make as a country, one of the best investments that we can make with tax dollars, is prenatal care and early childhood nurture. Unfortunately, in tonight's forum, it turns out that this is a rather small part of the bill. We could do a whole lot better in prenatal care and early childhood nurture, and I hope we will. If we do nothing, millions remain underinsured. If we do nothing, healthcare costs will bankrupt the nation within my lifetime. Aren't the moral and economic costs of doing nothing simply too high to bear?
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. The moral and economic costs are indeed too high to bear. That was the point I was making. And actually, it was a point that Bishop Riley was making when he said, when you go for health care, the first question is asked, who is your carrier?
So what's wrong with that?
That should not be the way we live in America. It is. Healthcare should be something that we want for all Americans. We want a healthy country. It should not be that thing on which someone profits. If we do nothing, the questioner says, if we do nothing, health care costs will bankrupt the nation.
We are bankrupt! Stimulus
That is true. At the rate of increase in health care costs, we cannot sustain it. You know, I hear from people who say, you know, Medicare is going to be bankrupt. Well, let me tell you, so is Aetna, so is Blue Cross, so is every other health plan in America going to be bankrupt if health insurance continues to increase at the way it is. That's why in this legislation,